Santeria and Catholicism, one rooted in witchcraft while the other one is rooted in Christianity. However, a lot of Central and South American Catholics tend to accidentally practice Santeria. How so? Santeria was born during the transatlantic slave trade. You see, a lot of Catholics were enslaving Africans and forcing Africans to become Catholics or they would be prosecuted. However, a lot of these Africans who were practicing the Yoruba religion did not want to be prosecuted and did not want to give up their religion, so they were smart about it. Enslaved Africans ended up synchronizing their orishas to Catholic saints. The Virgin Mary was synchronized to the Orisha Yamaya. The Orisha Babalu Aye was synchronized to San Judas. Elegua was synchronized to the Niño de Atocha. Oshun was synchronized to La Virgen de Caridad. Shango was synchronized to La Virgen de Santa Barbara. And it continues. And during the transatlantic slave trade, a lot of Africans were brought to Central and South America, bringing with them their traditions. And now, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of Africans married indigenous people of Central and South America. And with that came blending of traditions. So you had indigenous spiritual practices, African orishas, and Catholic rituals all being overlapped. And with time, a lot of these people practicing Catholicism do not know that their altars and rituals for saints are rooted in the Yoruba religion. They were just taught to bring offerings to these saints to get what they wanted in return. But in the Catholic faith, you're not supposed to worship or do offerings to saints. You're supposed to ask them to pray with you. You know, like Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros los pecadores. The prayer to the Virgin clearly says, beg with us, because in the Catholic faith, along with any other Christian faith, you don't worship anybody else but God. And this is only in Central and South America. So a lot of Catholics outside of this area tend to look down on Central and South American Catholics and call them extreme Catholics because of their rituals and offerings. That's all rooted in Santeria. Now, I used to be a practicing Santera. I was also a devoted Catholic growing up, and I didn't see a difference between Catholicism and Santeria. But when I gave my life to God and became a born again Christian, I used to tell myself I didn't want to be a Catholic because they were all Santeros. However, God opened my eyes and showed me that the Catholic faith was just being practiced incorrectly and led me down the road of history that I now know today. And I get to teach all of you. This is not a video to condemn anybody practicing Santeria and Catholicism the wrong way. This is a history video of where our traditions were blended and mixed, even in religion. And another example of how Latinos and Hispanics have a lot of African ancestry and culture. Let me know if you already knew this, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below.